In this clip we're going to look at some of the features of Google Documents. So I'm logged into my GAA email account and I'm on the mail side of things. Over here just to the right of the and above the GAA logo are Documents. So when Documents are opened up, you basically see a list of files, and one of the advantages of Google is that as well as having an email address, you also can upload files from your own PC. So in my case here, I'm currently looking at the files that are shared with me from others. So there's two main categories of file that you might have when you log on to your Google Documents: files that are shared with you and files that are owned by you. So here you can see the heading changing to files owned by me. So what I'm going to look at here is some aspects of that. One of the things that will be of interest is, say, the files that are owned by me. I have various files that are here, spreadsheets, documents, etc. So among them are, we'll say, homework task 1, design and circulate a Google forum. That's been shared with 13 viewers, sorry. Okay, and those 13 viewers, they can just take that file and download it or work from it. There's another file then here, just two files below it, or two files immediately below it. Google member survey, Google forum creation, GA member survey, Google forum creation, 13 collaborators. So a collaborator is a person who actually can edit the file. So when you're looking at the folders and sharing of files, there's three, I suppose, main categories. There's files that aren't shared with anybody. There are files that are shared to viewers, and then there are files that are shared with collaborators. So a collaborator is someone who can actually edit the file, change it. That may be in the case of, we'll say, where you're doing an essay or doing a report and you want a number of people to be able to work on it simultaneously, or in a spreadsheet where you want people to be able to fill in values on the spreadsheet, and you keep it centrally. So that's the folders and the file sharing. So here I have, we'll say, one of those two video files. If I want to share that with a 14th person or 14th collaborator, what I can do is I can go up to I tick the file first of all, then I go to share, and I sharing settings is where I find the options for adding new people to it. So here I have a list of all the people that have currently got access to the file, and they can edit it. They can all edit that file. So if I want to share it with other people, I can just come down here at the bottom to add people, or I can choose some contacts. So if I choose some contacts, all my contact list opens up, and they're my most contacted people there at the top. So I'll pick someone that I can search for, we'll say Noel Tierney. So here I have a number of Noel Tierneys, and one of them is noeltierney.ga@gmail.com, and I can give it access to him, and I can give it access to the Camogie version, and I can say done. So they're the two users that are going to have this file is going to be shared with, and then I can say, you know, something like enjoy watching. These are movie files. So the people who the files are shared will actually get an email as well. So I can just say share. So I didn't like something on that message, so it's taken something there that wasn't meant to pick up. So I'll just and there's something there about groups as well, which doesn't like. So I'll just delete all of that. And now I'll share. So it tells me that those two accounts are outside the items domain. In other words, this is the GAA account, so these are just ordinary Gmail accounts I'm sharing with, but I trust it, so I'll share with this other character called Tierney. So when it comes back, you'll see that Tierney's been added at the bottom of the list, and that he can edit. Now if you didn't want him to be able to edit the file, you can just come here, hit the drop down list, and just change from edit to can view. And I'll change the second Tierney as well from can edit to can view. So then I'll save the changes and pursue it from there. So the changes are saved, so just close the little window off. So now it tells me that that movie there, number 1 GAA member survey Google form creation, has 13 collaborators and 2 viewers. So that's that file done and dusted. Now the other thing I might want to do with my files is over here I have some folders. So folders up in Google are the same as folders on your PC hard drive or your memory stick. So just to recap again, under the GAA logo here I can say I see all the items, I see all my files. So here on the right they're all visible to me. So there's a lot of files that are visible. Then I can look at the files that are owned by me. So I see the files that I've created myself or I've uploaded myself. Then I see the files that are shared with me. So these are files where other people own the file and they've allowed me a certain level of access to it. So it's the opposite to the previous perspective where files that are owned by me, I share them with others. Files that are shared with me are owned by others. So these couple of files here, you see the number of them are owned by Kieran Leddy, and there are 3 collaborators on this file. In other words, 3 people who can edit it. And a number of other files from Kieran Leddy and others. And then further down you see, I'll just tick them here towards the bottom. There's a number of files called report. They're from the email people, they're from bakers, and they're from mail support. So mail support are bakers who do the GAA email. And here we have viewers, 69 viewers. So there's various IT officers around the country and other people in the IT roles. So that's an example of files, folders and sharing. Now what I might want to do with the files owned by me is I might want to tidy them up a small little bit. So I have files here that are movie oriented files and they're scattered all over the place. So I want to try and organize them in a more coherent manner. So in order to do that, under the GAA logo I can create a new folder. So I already have some folders, but I'm going to just create a new one here that'll deal with the Google movies. In other words, I'm going to call this file, we'll say Google training clips or videos. I'll call them videos. I'll call them videos previously. And I could have a description here which basically says Camtasia is a software product used to produce those clips, so it's called Camtasia clips for Google forums. In other words, forums really are part of documents. Google Forums, Google Documents, Google Calendar, and maybe even Google Sites at some stage in the future. And save that. So now I've created a folder here, and it says there's no items in the folder. So now I have 5 folders. So I need to go back now and get some of those movies and drop them into that folder. So I got to go back to the files owned by me, and I'll tick the files that I'm interested in. And there's 2 or 3 currently. I think there's this one here called the GA member survey one, the old copy of a certain file, and this number 2 down here is the Google Forms editing file. So I've ticked those 3, and just around where the tick is, near the tick there, just grab the, it's just not very clear at the minute. Okay, just grab the, on the tick actually I think it is, you have to do it. And you can drag those files into the folder. Okay, so it's 3 items, it says they're being dragged, so hopefully when I drag the 3 items and drop them, they will move in. Okay, so 3 items have been added to my Google Training and Videos folder. So if I go into that folder, I'll see them in there. If I come back out to look at all items, okay, they're still there, but you can see they're in the folder called Google Training Videos. Okay, so there's other folders on GA membership videos, and so on. So folders are a way of organizing your files in Google so that you can find them at later times. So I'm rotating here between files that are owned, all files first of all items that are owned by me, items that are shared with me. So that's a quick look at how to arrange your files in Google. So we'll end the clip at that.